back to back with traffic volumes this morning. We take you to this next report now, where almost 30,000 migrant workers are expected to be cleared at the Lebombo Border Post with Mozambique. This is after industries, mines and factories closed for the December holidays yesterday. We check in on traffic volumes now on the N4 toll road with SABC News reporter Tumelo Machogo, as well as video journalist Frank Goqwana, who join us now. Thank you so much for your time. So Tumelo, what's happened there since we last spoke this morning, and how's the traffic there right now?
Well, at the back of the traffic is still chaotic as we left it, but we managed to actually drive around here and, using farms and driving into other people's farms so that we can get into the front. But we can't still get to the front because now we're about 3 kilometers to the Lebombo Border Post. People that are using public transport, such as taxis and all those kind of things, they are already starting to vacate those taxis and also working towards the border. I'm going to ask my colleague Frank Goqwana just to show you people that are working. These people have abandoned their taxis. They're already working towards the border because they are saying that they've been waiting for hours and hours, and that's why now they have decided to actually start working towards the border because it's also quite hot here, Mkolisi. You can imagine it's about 33 degrees right now. So these people that are in the taxis, they are uncomfortable, so that's why they are already working. They also want to spend Christmas with their families, so that's why they are already working towards the border. Here traffic is manageable, but it's still bumper to bumper. It's still very gridlocked, but people are moving. So some of the people are already moving towards the border, so just to walk towards the border so they can actually reach to the border. But let's speak to the spokesperson of the Mpumalanga Community Safety and Liaison, Mr. Mweti Musi, that they just talk to us about this traffic that we have seen. We've seen chaotic scenes in the back of this traffic. Why are there no enough officials on the road to man the traffic and to ensure that everyone is following the rules of the road?
Well, because today is Christmas Eve, we had anticipated this level of number of vehicles and volumes that we are seeing so far. But our traffic officers, they are hard at work. For instance, there is an operation kilometer 7 where they try to clear the trucks, and once those trucks have been cleared and processed, then they would escort a certain number that will not be processed at the border. It will then proceed straight. What we are happy about is that although there seems to be slow movement of vehicles, there is movement, and we are certain that by 1800 hours today, most of the people would have crossed over to Mozambique. Our traffic officers are hard at work. They are working closely with the Department of Home Affairs as well as the police and other agencies at the border to ensure that there is speedy processing of these people.
Just talk to us about the people that have been processed. How many people have passed the toll gates that we have seen? Because there are numbers of toll gates actually coming from Johannesburg to all the way to Mpumalanga and towards the Maputo and Mozambique. Just talk to us about how many people have crossed so far, and what are they telling you from the Department of Home Affairs about people that have already crossed since this morning?
At this stage, I'm not sure about the number of people who have crossed, but there was a time when they had processed about 8,000 people in a single day. But in terms of the traffic count, some of the routes by yesterday, they had a volume of about 2,000 vehicles per hour. Routes such as the N3 and the N2 that links KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and Mpumalanga. So we are expecting traffic to ease a little bit better as the day progresses as compared to yesterday. Hence we are once again appealing to the people who will be on the road, the motorists in particular, to try and take it easy, be very considerate and tolerate one another so that they can be able to be assisted accordingly, particularly those who will be crossing the border to either Eswatini or Mozambique.
Just talk to us about, we've seen the number of cars that are on the road. Some of them, they don't look like they are roadworthy, and also the people, taxis are packed to capacity. We've seen cars that have overloaded trucks, and some of them actually some are on the side of the road because they cannot go further because of the heaviness of the loads that they have. What are you guys doing and arresting those people? Have you guys been arresting people to ensure that there is some kind of law that is in the road?
Well, since the festive season commenced, I can say that we have managed to stop and check over 80,000 vehicles so far. But then out of that 80,000, over 22,000 of those vehicles went through our way bridges that are located across our roads in the province. But then again, there were other vehicles that were impounded as a result of being extremely loaded or not roadworthy. What we do when vehicles are impounded, we would release them once the owners or the drivers of such vehicles have complied or corrected the laws or have arranged for other buggies of vehicles to come and take over the additional loads that we consider overweight. But then we are once again encouraging them to ensure that they load accordingly in such a way that they do not break the law, in such a way that they are also able to control their vehicles in the event there is a need to bring their vehicles to a stop or a halt on an emergency basis.
Since I have you here, talk to us about the number of fatalities that we have seen and the number of crashes that we have seen on the road since the festive season started. Just update us on those numbers.
Well, the number of crashes that will be revealed by the minister in his mid-festive season report. But what we are concerned about as a province is that there seems to be a rise in the number of pedestrians that we are losing on the road. I can tell you now that preliminarily we have lost almost 22 pedestrians in various roads across the province, with the Nkangala district being the main contributor to that. But then hence we are encouraging the pedestrians who are walking on the road at night to make sure that they are visible, they wear bright clothes, and they also cross the road where they are supposed to cross. We don't have a problem with people drinking, but they must not jaywalk on the road at night.
Okay, that is Mweti Moses speaks for the Department of Community Safety here in Mpumalanga. You can see just in the background there trucks and cars that are actually eager to cross to Mozambique this afternoon so that they can spend their Christmas with their families, and a lot of cars that are actually being processed and they are going. We've seen a number of immigration officials also on the road. We are seeing now police on the road actually trying to mend the road to ensure that there is some kind of a law and order on the road, not the chaotic scenes that we have seen at the back of the traffic. But now we are seeing more smooth traffic moving here because now we have seen the police that are here. But also, Mxolisi, I can tell you that it's very, very hot. Most of these cars that are also traveling here, they are eager to cross the border because of the heat that they're sitting in the car, and it's about 33 degrees right now where we are, and it's quite hot. So these people, they are so eager to actually just cross the border and get to Mozambique.
That is Tumelo Machogo just monitoring developments for us there on the traffic volumes, as well as crunching some of the numbers as far as the fatalities are concerned.